afternoon, whenever you come across this video. Thank you so much for choosing to spend a little bit of time with me. I'm so grateful for every single one of you. Thank you for all the likes, shares, and subscribes. Everyone is booking, making purchases off the website, pledges to the Patreon, sending things to the PO box, and purchases off the wish list. Yes. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I love you guys so much. Hey, listen, so there is some sort of like resistance that's being released here. Sometimes life brings questions. Questions about love, questions about career, questions about your life journey, and sometimes we just need a little clarity. And that is where my new sponsor, Psychic Source, comes in. Psychic Source has been around for over 35 years, connecting people like you with trusted, compassionate advisors to bring through insights and guidance that they need at this time. One of the things that I loved or that stood out to me with Psychic Source was that not only do they care about their customers, but they also care about their employees as well as the world. They donate 1% of all proceeds to a good cause through their kindness initiative. I had a chance to experience the whole experience and talk to a psychic advisor, and I left feeling far more confident than I did like walking into it. She was able to pull on a recent dream that I had, and the craziness of it, and help me find clarity through that. She recognized that I was going through a purge and that I was going through a kind of like a rebranding, if you will. She was also able to give me like kind of a little bit of clarity on a direction that I'm headed in, and she even was able to like give like dates type energy, as well as like a couple names she pulled out. So it was very good. Like I said, I left feeling a lot more confident than I did going in, just about the direction that I'm headed in. And I didn't ask her any questions. This was all just, I just asked her, what do you got? And she just came, pulled all this stuff, and it was very good. It was very good. So with all that being said, I'm excited to share that Psychic Source is offering an incredible deal for my viewers, you guys. Okay, new customers can get up to 40 minutes with one of their advisors for just $19.80. That's a value up to $240, okay? You can get the deal through the link in the description box below using the keyword Corie, C-O-R-I-E, or you can go to trypsychicsource.com/Corie. There's never been a better time to experience true connection. Okay. Something that like kept two people, you and something apart. I don't know. Something's being released here. I feel like you're going to be celebrating. There's some sort of new adventure that you're going on here, because there's some sort of resistance that's being released. Yeah, but it's a good thing. Okay, there's something to, it's like something that kept you relevant to a certain timeline, a certain group of people, a certain version of yourself, something like that. This was what was causing some sort of resistance, but this is being released. Yeah. There's almost like this hanging or holding on tightly to something that kept you, because almost a little bit of a fear of like, it's like you know what to expect in one situation, right? Which was where that resistance was, because it was like you were holding on to maybe a little bit of like trying to control the narrative in a way. But this is being released here, okay? It's like you're pulling up the anchor in a way, okay? Whether you're doing this, the divine is doing this, this is happening, I don't know, there's something about this, but it's time to go here, okay? Yeah, there there could have been, with this Three of Swords, that, and the Four of Cups here, yeah. With the Three of Pentacles, Six of Wands. Ace of Swords with the Sun. Right. The resistance came from this Three of Swords, Four of Cups energy. I feel like the relevancy that, you know, that's, this is what brought forward whatever it was that kept you relevant here, okay? This is like you've outgrown an environment, a home, a workplace, something here, okay? But you could have been, yeah, holding on to, I don't know what it was. A belief, a program, a thing, a person. This could have been just like making yourself small. You know what I'm saying? Something, right? To remain relevant here. But there's some sort of... we have the Six of Wands, the Ace of Swords with the Sun. Right? That's... It's time to go. There's... yeah. Because there's some sort of... There's like this energy of, you know, this could also be exposure to like where, you know, there could have been outside resistance as well. It's like you could have been in an energy where it was like you had achieved some sort of like wish fulfillment, right? So you know, you threw down the anchor, right? And it's like there's this energy of there was some sort of something here from the past that was causing you from resistance to like going to the next level. Like You know what I'm saying? Like something like that. But this is what's being released here. Okay? Okay. What else? Yeah, Six of Swords. Something about maybe being in a boat, traveling in a boat, going on a boat. Boats might be very significant, okay? And or anchors. Like if you like just see a boat or an anchor somewhere random where you're like, "Oh, I've never seen that before." Right? That's a synchronicity for sure. Also something about horses, okay? Something about Bozzy, the artist. I think that's how you say his name. Maybe the song, I think it's called Star. But he's like, something about being a star. Yeah, we have single, sexy, and successful. Real love and animosity here. Whoa. So yeah, for some of you, this is some sort. There was also some sort of outside resistance here. Somebody was very committed to like traveling to like some sort of priest to create some sort of binding, um, in order to manipulate something here. Your decisions, right? Your energy, something like that. Okay, but there would have been. Tell me about this entity attachment. Oh, is there some sort of entity under some sort of judgment here? That definitely seems like it. Or there's somebody that has some sort of entity, or there's somebody that's receiving some sort of judgment from some sort of entity here. Or like these are like, when I say entity, I mean like the spirit of, right? The spirit of jealousy, the spirit of addiction, the spirit of, right? These lower vibrational things, um, that kind of, you know, you know, whisper these like little thoughts, right? Or something like that, right? But it's, there's an energy of, you know, empowering yourself to not believe those thoughts, right? To know something otherwise, to know the truth, or something like that, to know that you are not codependent, you're not jealous, you're not, you know what I mean, like that type of energy here. It feels like somebody could have tried to attach something like that to you, or tried to provoke something like that, here, or tried to get you to provoke something like that, or you know um, But because you're in this North Node energy, right? So this has got somebody else under some sort of judgment here because because you're on a path, right? You're going somewhere. You're doing things with your life. You are whoever I'm talking to. It's like you were on the path, right? Like that type of energy here. And so it's like somebody didn't want you to get any further, right? Or they wanted to even cause endings. Yeah, right? They didn't want you to get any further. Or there's some sort of like subconscious. Who's mad? Yeah, somebody that's a feminine energy, I believe, that's receiving some sort of, they're awakening to some sort of karma here. They're awakening to the fact that you, like, this journey that you're on is a self-love journey. And you know, they always talk about in the movies, right? The cure or the resolution for curses is real love. And there's the best love that you can receive is self-love, right? That's the best. So there's something significant about that. There's something about your self-love that's breaking some sort of curse or, you know, something here. There's also something about your ancestors being involved. Hmm. Not ritual with emotional pain. To have you concerned about your path, right? This would be like, you know, something that would be. There's also an energy too where somebody wants you to feel like something is not over when it is. Oh, hold on. Yeah, that's what this is. This is somebody that wanted you to like kind of doubt your path, or they wanted you to like, you know, it's like say you went to sea, right? And you know, you're floating along, you're, you know, making it. Thank you, Bubby. Making it through the path or whatever, right? And and somebody wanted to cause some sort of like confusion, right, about your North Node energy or about where you were headed. And so you may have thrown the anchor down because there could have been some sort of emotional pain from the past that pulled up from this. You probably have been working on this and healed this. And so this is where you're like, oh, wait, no, okay, I was, yeah, no, I'm pulling the anchor back up, right? Okay, here we go, right? That's this energy, is this resistance is being removed. Yeah, somebody wanted to like put an end to like your ascension here, right? They essentially wanted you to turn back around, okay? But you're very like connected. You have a very close relationship with your divine team, the ancestors, things like that, okay? But somebody was expecting something else. They were expecting, I don't know, and that maybe that's where this path is coming from. It's you're divinely led, right? They were expecting less. They were expecting like, you know, mental and emotional instability and jealousy and envy. But yeah, so they tried to maybe manipulate this path, right? Manipulate this journey. Um, and again, it may have like put some sort of, again, you threw the anchor down, okay? But there was purpose to that. There, but it feels like you're pulling the anchor back up, okay? It feels like this resistance, okay, is being released here. Alrighty. I wanted to say, all right, my guy. So I don't know. Somebody may say that. I'm not sure. But anyways, okay, guys. Listen, if you need anything from me, that's in the description box below. I love you guys so much. We'll see you next time.